Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Unprecedented times
It's the
here.
middle
It's
of the
not
day.
the evening.
Well, whatever.
All right, we
It's
love
fine.
you. Come on.
Unprecedented times here on the Trudge Report. We are live from a new undisclosed South Florida location. We are at Miss Janine Stella's podcast studio. We want to welcome everybody here. We're also live. I'm not sure what's going on over here. We got all kinds of things
that's on
going.
Facebook, Sean.
We're on Facebook. We're excited to be here. You can check out new episodes of Trudge Report every Tuesday, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts. Please download and listen on your listening platforms. Later each week, you can watch us on apparently on Facebook, YouTube, all kinds of different stuff. We got clips, we got videos, everything. We're excited to be here. This is exhilarating, and I'm not really sure what to do with my
This is
hands.
landmark activities.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How's everybody doing?
I'm fantastic. I'm glad to be live. I'm more bricked up than your boy that ate too many of those gas station pills that one time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is that the horny goat weed?
Yeah.
Bill, how are you, sir?
Doing good. Corey's doing a fantastic job with them hands on that camera.
Woo.
I can barely grip it.
Sean is
That's what she said.
back-to-back botches on the lead-in,
Yeah.
but we couldn't get any better here, right?
That's right.
Glad to be here. Corey, what's up?
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right.
All right, back to you, Sean.
Nothing at all. So, guys, this is our first time live. Greg's in town from his Midwestern undisclosed location. The rest of us drove down here from our undisclosed locations, and most of you probably know where we live by now, but this is the first time we're all here together, so it's pretty
Amen.
exciting. We got some Dave Matthews stuff we're going to talk about today, a quick maybe NBA playoff thing, some Ticketmaster follow-up, and then just kind of some funny stories maybe, some how we met your mother kind of thing, and how we met each other. And
We will
all
be
that good
posting a video of Sean doing the hula hoop
Yeah.
out there in the lobby. That was fantastic.
that was good.
It got me jacked up.
That was good.
Bricked up.
Bricked up.
Well, Greg's bricked up. I'm jacked
jacked
up.
up.
Can't steal his swagger on that.
We've got I got two things I got to look at, and cameras, so excuse me if I'm all over
Well,
the place.
Facebook
Still trying
sucks.
to-
You just pretend they're not there.
Okay, I'm gonna pretend Facebook's not there. So, you guys want to do a quick? We kind of already said it. We want to do a quick around the horn. You want to just jump?
Yeah,
right
I got
into
some
it?
notes for us here. Let's start with going to the movies last night, ladies and gentlemen. I went to go on a whim to go see the movie Fall Guy. Has anyone seen the preview?
Yes,
I have.
The Mr.
I did
Gossip.
not. I knew nothing about the movie. I go in there. Best movie I've probably seen in like 5 years. I mean, that movie was really good. There was no bullshit, hidden political messages. It was straight shooting. They felt there was a lot of thought put into that movie. So I will say that movie, I would recommend it to all you gentlemen and your wives and kids or whatever. I took my son. He loved it. It was a good movie. Another note. I don't know if you guys saw, but this guy did a hit and run in Martin County this week and gets caught. Okay, so there's a hit and run on, I think, Wednesday. Hits the
At the
kid.
Cumberland Farms or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
in
All
an
right.
undisclosed Cumberland Farms.
Undisclosed.
On an undisclosed road in Jensen Beach. And so he hits the kid, almost kills the kid. There's a picture of the kid. He's all messed up. They get like a picture of his quarter panel on his van. That's it. And then just dark. Everyone's broadcasting this picture. And turns out the mom, a couple days later after things settled down, the kid's recovering, checks for the location of the AirPod that the kid had on. The guy hit the kid with such velocity that the AirPod flew out of his ear, through the guy's window into his floor mat. And they figured
That's how they found
went
him?
right to his house and they arrested him. They got pictures of him getting arrested. Thank God for technology, not where AI is going. We'll get into that later. But thank God for that because, I mean, that was a dirty, dirty move by that guy. So
Wow.
I thought that was an incredible story.
So they caught him. How's the kid?
Kid is recovering.
Good.
Jacked up.
Yeah.
Apparently the guy hits him, and I was trying to put myself in his shoes. Maybe,
Was he on a bike or something?
yeah, it's a dark area over there, right? So maybe the kid, whatever. So he hits him. He gets out of his van and moves him over to the side of the road.
Oh, God.
Doesn't call for help, gets back in his van and leaves. And so that's a dirtbag move.
And we're talking like a teenage kid.
We're talking teenage
That's
kid.
terrible.
Yeah.
Glad he's all right.
Couple
well-
years older than my son, like, looking like
Yeah.
type of kid. He had bandaged from head to toe.
Glad he's all right.
Yeah. So shout out to him for making a recovery. Shout out to technology for God intervening on that one, because you can't tell me an AirPod going through his window into his floor mat. I mean, that's absolutely insane. So I thought that was a cool story.
That is
Tragic at the beginning, but justice has been served.
Oh, we're coming for that guy.
Yeah. I aired him out on Facebook. I broadcasted his picture and everything. Screw him. Good. Scumbag.
Fuck you, guy.
That's wild.
Greg, how was your travels? Everything go good?
It was
Getting down
good.
here
It
on the
was
airplane?
a good, smooth flight in at 5 a.m. yesterday, and it was a long day yesterday, but it was perfect. Perfectly capped off by a wonderful evening with good people at I think Amphitheater, Coral Sky. Great show. Seeing Dave
Yeah, dude.
Matthews. We're going back for night 2 tonight. It's gonna be a rager.
Are you transitioning?
To
Well, I was gonna
Segments.
I was gonna kick
Oh.
it over to you last for introductions and how
No.
you doings, and go right into
Yeah.
Dave. Anyways, so.
I just wondered because we suck at transitions.
we do suck at
Well, now
transitions
we
on
do,
this show,
especially right with that.
for
That's
sure.
we should just keep it going like that though. We can just suck.
Yeah, we just suck. Period.
If
I
we
think,
suck at
most of the time.
Podcasts,
There's
we
no
might
rules,
set ourselves
Tony.
apart.
Corey,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
You already asked me.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week. Actually, yeah, I'll tell the damn story.
Yeah, let it
I'll
rip.
tell the stupid
Go ahead,
story.
tell the story. We get right into the Dave stuff.
All right, so Tuesday night, right?
Yeah.
I texted you Tuesday.
You did
Tuesday.
just before
Missed
our
our
recovery
undisclosed
group.
meeting.
Tuesday, I developed a fever of 100.1 and I got that number. I took my temperature specifically for you, Sean, so you would believe me for
101?
once in your
That's-
life.
Dude, that's nothing.
It sucked. What are you talking
Don't
about?
talk-
But he made
Whatever.
it. He made it to Dave.
Don't talk to me till you get to 104, okay?
104?
Yeah,
my
don't
my
talk to
balls are 101 right now, and we're in like
Coming in
70
hot.
degrees. Yeah, I'm coming in hot.
I'm very comfortable.
That's that acclamation from Cleveland to Florida.
It
Bump
feels
you up
good
a few.
in here in Ben Shapiro's armor, his lair.
Whatever.
Side note.
So I had a fever on Tuesday, and you guys know that I had pit tickets to Dave in Tampa the following night. I got very worried about this. But I gave it the night, tried to just rest as much as possible, as Sean knows. And I I woke up
Apparently
feeling
not.
Did he check up on you?
no, he doesn't
Absolutely
care.
not.
He doesn't give a shit.
All right, go ahead.
So then I woke up feeling better, but not great. I still had a temperature and stuff, but like enough. I was like, okay, if I take enough Tylenol and ibuprofen, I can probably get through this pit show. And not to mention, I had
Crush him up
something.
and snort him.
Yes,
Good.
and
Yep.
I had
Attaboy.
I had a poster, a picture of me and Gabby with the Dave Matthews cutout from our wedding that I really wanted him to sign. So we went, and we had a prime spot in the pit, like second row, basically. Like the only people in front of us was like a kid and you know, dad and mom. But man, I was right in front of Dave, and that was pretty sick.
Did he see you? Did he recognize you?
No.
Did you
know
get
what's
bricked
sad?
up?
I got bricked up, but what's sad is that like he would recognize 100 other people in that pit far before me. Like it's always the same people. They're always on the damn rail. They always figure it out. One dude,
I wouldn't call it figuring it out, but yes.
yeah. One dude that's like off to the side, kind of. They were kind of in front of us too, but like it's two guys, right? And I literally hear them say like, "Oh, don't worry, we'll get them up here." And I'm thinking, "Oh boy, he's got a fucking party with him. He's gonna bring up to the front of the pit," even though they were like, you know, their order in line was like 12,000 or whatever, and not one, you know, because it goes in order basically is how you get into the pit. And sure enough, the wives came in, and that was okay. I was like, all right. And then another two buddies come up, and I'm just like, you suck, bro. You suck. You don't deserve this. Anyway, sidebar. Long story short, about 9 songs in, I started feeling really bad, and thought it was better to leave that spot in the pit and not get that thing signed rather than pass out in front of Dave Matthews. So
He might have given you mouth to mouth though.
And
he would
Corey,
not.
on a
Little
positive,
Wendy Peppercorn move right there.
on a positive note as well, you definitely got all those guys sick that you were mad at. So
Yeah.
it's a
That's fine.
There's some karma.
I was texting him during the show. I told him, like, just cough on him. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, tell him you got COVID. They'll all go run for the hills,
Just
bro.
put your hand on their food or something, you know?
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
Two things. If anyone in the comment section, if that's the way it works, that we're live, can name the movie that Windy Peppercorn is from, we'll maybe get you.
It's a classic.
We'll maybe get you a Trudge Report memorabilia of something when we eventually start making them.
Your
Second thing.
producer knows.
We're gonna,
Just kidding.
We'll give you a
No,
signed
that
pair of
doesn't count.
2026. You're getting a pair of boxers with Sean's face on it.
right.
2026 coming to you.
Trudge Report logo right in the crotch area. Second thing, I won't give you any crap about missing Tuesday night if you tell me, just be honest with me and tell me that there was no way you were missing Dave on Wednesday, no matter how bad you felt.
No, there was a way I was missing Dave.
I don't know, dude.
There was a way. If I'm not lying.
Lie detector determined that was a
I
lie.
felt as bad as I did Tuesday night, I would not have gone. I wouldn't. I would have sold him for the $400 that I should have sold him for. So.
It's like my guys at work. They're all real sick Monday morning.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's real sick Monday morning.
well,
But
substances are
they didn't
involved
get
there.
sick
So.
Friday night.
Yeah.
True.
But regardless,
I do want to throw this in there because it was something that Corey and I have talked about many times before. Just real quick. Pit etiquette, and it works a little bit different. Like everybody always talks about, like the Dave Matthews Band crowd, and there's a lot of like bands that have followings across the country like this. But we belong to like the fan association where we get kind of first dibs on tickets. So that's how Corey got his pit tickets. That's how we've gotten pit tickets in the past through that. And then they draw numbers prior to the show, like when you're there at the gate. That'll determine your entry into the pit, like literally 1 through like 250, and they give you a little wristband with a little number. And it's crazy. I've met some amazing people, just random strangers at a Dave show, many times, and great people. It seems like there's kind of like a family vibe, a family atmosphere. It definitely seems like the kind of place like that if you were to like drop a $20 bill out of your pocket, somebody would chase you down to give it back to you. Like that's, everybody has that kind of sense of community. And then when it comes to this pit, these self-righteous motherfuckers, okay? These motherfuckers. And if any of you are listening to me, I mean it when I say motherfuckers, okay?
Yeah,
You sons of bitches, okay? It is literally the same people. And look, I'm fucking glad for you, bro. You got like thousands of dollars to drop on Dave every year. If I had it, I would, I got to like settle for a couple grand a year, gets me to about 6-7 shows and I'm happy and I'm content. But every time we get into the pit or close to it, or even see the selfies afterwards, it's the same people right on the rail. And what they do is they get down there and like, hey, bro, save me 6 spots by spreading your body out like an asshole right in front of the whole rail.
The rail
throw
riders.
your shirts over here and whatever. And and they don't let anybody get in. So what kind of sense of community, like how big of hypocrites are you people that you will sit here and be like, oh, well, this is what we do at a Dave show, and we're just good people, and we, we care about all, and then do that in the same accord so that you and all your buddies can stand there show after show after show after show. Then I will say this, Corey, as you and I have both experienced, the pit is also not for the weak-hearted. So I give you props for attempting to go in there. I really think it would have been cool if you could have just fully committed to it and passed out and maybe came close to death in the pit so that they'd have to stop the show and you'd be that guy that like
Dave would acknowledge you.
Yeah,
probably
Dave would
get
acknowledge
backstage
you.
passes.
Someone get that man a doctor.
Yeah. right.
no, bullshit. Dave would have been like,
That's an acknowledgement.
that's it.
Life flight this bastard out.
Yeah.
He would have done his weird voice like, we got,
No,
Nah, he would have been like, that
wouldn't even
guy's
say
just
anything.
trying to save 6 spots for somebody else. We know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Sounds like there's some wolves in sheep's clothing in the old pit there.
Well,
Great.
We
I don't
both
like it.
know. We both know that the lawn is honestly where the real community is.
The lawn is where
That's-
it's at.
That's the party. I swear to God, I'll never even get seats. If you gave me front row, the last seat before the pit, I don't want it. I want to go to the lawn.
I had seats for last night because how it works too is like, so we put in for pit tickets being part of the fan association. If you don't get the pit tickets, you just get bumped to the next available, right? So I ended up having like 2 pit tickets, pavilion seats for last night. I tried to get rid of them a couple weeks before the show and didn't do it. So one went to Corey's daughter, the other one went to me, and just chill on the lawn. I'd rather, and with the heat and everything down here, bro, I'd rather be on the lawn.
Yeah, the lawn's where it's at. It's raised up. You get a nice breeze.
First show here, we're gonna see all this what we're talking about.
Yeah,
that's
well,
right. We should acknowledge that real
Yes,
quick.
tonight,
Mr.
Bill DeLuca.
Mr. Bill DeLuca.
I'm in the house.
It's his first
They're forcing me.
ever Dave Matthews show. And,
Open heart, open mind.
Open heart, open mind. That's right. Is it who or is it how? Willingness, honesty, open-mindedness.
True review
Spells
coming
who.
in
Spells
2
who.
weeks.
Yeah.
True review.
But no, seriously, we are all here. One of the main reasons is every year Dave comes to the West Palm Amphitheater. Greg has been coming down from Ohio ever since he moved back there. I've been many years. We got a handful of people coming in. We got a couple of the wives coming up to join the show. We're going to have a blast. It's tonight. We're excited.
And let's not forget Texas Roadhouse. I don't know why I'm so excited. Never eaten there, but I saw an ad basically. Yeah. And I'm pumped.
Well, if you've never had their rolls and cinnamon butter,
My
you're
wife
in for
tells me.
They're so good.
My wife worked there. She said, this is a high-class dinner for a redneck. This is the highest it gets on the totem pole.
Yep.
And I said, that's not a bad thing. She said she agreed.
Well, you know when your aunt says, like, your Aunt Janice is like, oh, well, you know, like grandma's cookies are so good. They're just like crack. And of course, Aunt Janice has never smoked crack in her life.
Why would she say
I
that
have
then?
smoked crack. And I can tell you right now, those rolls and honey butter are pretty damn close. to some
They're not
crack.
quite crack, but they are pretty close.
They're up there.
I believe you. My
peanuts. There's peanuts everywhere. You can just have as many
like
peanuts
a
as you
Five
want.
Guys vibe? You throw them on the floor?
Yep, exactly.
Really?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
My wife says she's getting a steak salad and buns.
Well,
That's
Get
it.
them buns, son.
And
said I want some buns, son.
yours truly, I have 2 complimentary rattlesnake bite
Woo!
gift cards.
Sitting next to this
The
man.
rattlesnakes,
If
boy.
you don't know what a rattlesnake bite is, it's the equivalent to the Bloomin' Onion at Outback,
Which is not good anymore.
which is not good anymore.
Right.
But yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
So pivoting away from food, you fat fucks.
Jeez.
Who's
Angry son of a bitch.
Can I ask you guys, since we're talking about the concert, like
Sure.
what are you guys, excluding Bill, unless maybe you do have some, like what are you guys looking forward to hearing? Hopefully, tonight?
I mean, you can answer that for me.
I
but
could, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
last night was awesome. We were talking about it amongst ourselves on the lawn. It was a lot of times. Last night was my 71st Dave Matthews Band show. Corey, it was number what for you?
28.
28. It's like after a while you can almost it's a fun little guessing game, and Corey is a musician in his own right, so like Corey can literally from the back of the lawn pinpoint out what
that's
guitar
pretty cool.
Dave has
It's
in his
pretty
hand.
cool.
I'll let everybody in on that
guesstimate.
secret.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dave usually barely strums the first chord
Yeah.
like seconds before they start.
Right.
So every now and again I'll hear it or I'll see it and be like, that's Warehouse.
It
That's
is a pretty cool.
Nancy's.
I can say with certainty that he does that, and it is pretty cool. He can almost like predict the song before it starts getting played.
Corey?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because he's cueing. Dave's cueing. Right?
he'll like,
he's
he'll
getting
like,
the band.
Yeah, he's telling the band.
It's
that this is what we're doing.
also like placement too. Like
Right.
in Tampa. So after I left the pit, I went to the lawn and sat with Kyle, and got to the end of the show, and it was looking about song number 19, I think, something like that. End of the show, and he got out a 12 string. I know for a fact that 99 out of 100 times that's Gray Street,
Right.
and that's what he did.
So, spoiler alert. Then I would love to hear Gray Street and Satellite would be my top 2. Snow would be one.
Yeah.
Stay or Leave would be another one, and then
Outside.
Grace is gone. Yeah, Snow Outside.
Oof.
And Grace is gone. Those would be my. But Gray Street and Satellite, like, so we might have a cold open video when this comes out on
So I'm
YouTube
thinking.
next
Yes.
week, because I have the boys have a video of me last year, totally losing my effing mind. And it was like, wasn't it like one of the last songs too? I think it was.
It was.
Pretty
Gray
amazing.
Street. Yeah,
Yeah.
it usually is.
I think
It's
it
a
was.
testament to your
it was
energy levels.
awesome. Oh, it was awesome. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
What do you think, Greg?
I am just excited because last night was very much it was one of those sets where it was hard to tell what was coming next. The energy he definitely had like the energy from the first song. and kept the energy going high. Even, he would obviously Dave's got those slower songs, those lovey-dovey songs, but he really mixed it up in a way that kept the set moving. It didn't feel like it was like ever dragging at a certain point. So I mean, I've got always the few rarities that I haven't heard in 10, 15, 20 years live that I want to hear.
Christmas
but
song.
like we got
Last
Christmas
year.
song
No, I know
last
we
year.
did.
Yeah.
That was my first time hearing it live.
Me
last
too.
year. And it's a great. It's
He
like
did last
a great
night.
song.
He
It is.
for when he came out for the encore for his solo song before the band came out, he covered "Just Breathe" by Pearl Jam, which was phenomenal, and gave a little shout out to Eddie Vedder.
And gave a shout out.
That's cool.
To
That's sick.
old Eddie Vedder. But
really
yeah,
excited
so
right
I'm
now.
I'm just excited. I want another show like last night where it was like keep me on my toes, keep me guessing,
Yeah.
and keep me having a good time.
And let me
That's
say
all
this
I
too
want.
for Bill. Like this is your first episode, first concert, first Dave concert. Not everyone loves Dave's music, and I say that I'm not trying to be sarcastic or
No, I
being,
know.
but
Right.
like the show itself, the musical instruments, the collective togetherness that the band has, the lights, the graphics, everything, like the sun setting in Old South Florida,
Right.
like it really is
Well,
like
that amphitheater is.
it's amazing. Like I'm
To answer Corey's
Oh, I got goosebumps.
question, I'm just
And a
looking
hard
to understand that part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like kind of
and like everybody
just
together.
like I get
you
it.
know what I mean?
Like I get it now.
Corey
you know
will
what I
just
mean?
be sitting there like this. Put it on me real quick, Corey. Yeah, he'll just
Yeah, I'm looking to see that in my boys happy. That's
And for any of you out there that may be fans of white people dancing, it's a great
Ooh.
place
It's
to
a
people watch.
a lot of
it's
mandals, I bet.
lot of everything's
Lot
in
of
the shoulders.
mandals. Yeah.
Everything's in the shoulders.
One,
you know.
two, one, two.
I just
one, two.
throw my hat a bunch. I just throw it.
Corey was stomping a mud hole in that lawn last night.
Is the crowd so nice they grab your hat and give
No.
it back?
the crowd is so nice that the same person may offer you marijuana 3 different times, even after you've told her no, thank you, I don't smoke.
Yeah.
They just forget, but they just.
Well,
wanna
someone
share.
did that for me at Little
Yeah,
Wayne.
they just wanna share.
Someone did
people
that at Little
Yeah, that
Wayne.
might have been laced,
I'm like,
though.
get away from me, dude. Smells like shit.
There were people that didn't know Corey last night, and when he would like be, flailing about and throwing, and they'd be like, "Is he okay?" And
He's on shrooms.
He looks so
Yeah,
angry.
he's on an
As a
acid
matter
trip.
of fact, he is the happiest I've ever seen him.
it.
Yeah.
He's like that.
That's his happy place.
Just love it.
So what's your list, Corey? That
Okay.
you,
What do
Yeah,
you? Yeah,
no,
I'd be interested to know that. What do you want to hear?
like 5? Not we don't need like 38. So
Yeah.
Should I, Greg?
How much time do you have?
Should I keep it realistic?
Yeah, keep it realistic.
All right.
and then
'Cause there's a
one
few
just
that are-
one
are
just
not gonna
like
happen.
deep
Deep
crazy
cut.
one.
A
you know
deep
what I mean?
cut.
Well,
that you
Yeah.
I got one that's at the top of my list that I'll share. But we'll start with this. Something that's very plausible is two-step. I want two-step. I want two-step at every
that's a
show.
common one. Yeah. Okay.
Every
Love it.
show I want it. I want Watchtower, honestly.
Yeah.
If I could get a two-step closer and a Watchtower encore, I'm always happy with that. I would like to hear
Just so I understand, all along the Watchtower.
all along the
Correct.
He
Watchtower.
does that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. See, I like that. That's,
Does-
that's
And
good
they
stuff.
segue it like when they're jamming out the guitar solo.
Sometimes
they
like a 12
segue
minute,
it
yeah.
into Stairway to Heaven and then back into
What was-
Watchtower.
And you guys know who wrote that, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, Bob Dylan.
Okay.
What did
Hendrix.
you do as the what was the
Not
finale?
Hendrix.
No, Hendrix like made it really popular,
Yes,
but
that's
Bob
correct.
Dylan wrote it.
What
Right.
was the finale last year? That was like really good. It was really long.
I'd
They
love
did
to hear
Crush.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I love Crush. I thought that was a phenomenal
I think I started walking
phenomenal
early. Actually.
finale.
I love that song. I don't think
off.
it's not
God.
an encore closer to me.
Are you
Yeah.
sure that was the encore closer
Yeah.
last year?
Yeah.
So he does like an extended rendition or
Yeah.
something? Yeah, okay.
So there's that. God, what else, Greg?
Halloween?
Well, okay, I'll just go there. We'll skip 3 and 4.
Yeah.
I'm going to die unhappy if I don't hear Halloween just one time. Just
you
one
never
time.
heard it?
No. And he plays it once or twice a
Is
year.
that the deep cut you're talking about?
Yeah. He plays it once or twice a year. It's a banger.
Dave,
just
if you're listening,
please.
we know you are
Actually,
live.
God.
yeah,
Of course.
yeah. Dave, if you're listening,
You have
dude,
nothing else better
You
to do.
haven't played Alligator Pie in 9 years live. We would love to hear it. We would love to hear it.
Alligator pie.
and then there's like a list of 20 really that
Yeah.
like are not plausible for we just know.
Actually, Alligator Pie would give our producer Janine Stella a
shout
nice
out.
shout out.
Are you sure? I feel
Stella
like it was.
said, "Daddy, when you gonna put me in a song?"
You're right.
Ooh.
I feel like it was. He did an extra long Ants Go Marching last year.
Let's go.
He did an ants marching at some point, I think.
Wasn't it
Yeah.
the finale? I don't know.
Might have been the closer.
Okay.
Halloween though. That's my ultimate like
Fuck yeah.
What, Bill? What songs like? What do you know from him?
Satellite Crash.
Crash or Crush?
What's the one?
Crash.
Into
Yeah.
me.
Oh.
Dun.
Well, I've
And-
never heard that one before. No, I'm just kidding.
He doesn't play it often.
You know what?
What's his other ones that were like big? I mean, Crush,
Trippin'
right?
Billies,
Yeah, Crush was big.
Ants Marching.
Yeah.
Um,
Lie in Our Graves.
No,
he played that last night.
I
No,
know
I'm
that
just
was
saying. I'm
awesome.
just saying.
Might know him if I hear him, but
Yeah, you
don't
probably
ring
would,
a
yeah.
bell. The ones I remember of Dave are Satellite and
Yeah.
Crash.
Do you know Satellite prior to my wedding?
Yes.
Okay.
I knew that one prior. So
love
in
you,
middle
Catherine.
school, I was in.
Thank you for letting me do that.
Yeah. Middle school, I lived in the suburbs for a little bit, and everybody out there, Birkenstocks and Dave Matthews. and I'm like, and that began my resentment towards Dave.
But
And
you
we're
were
going
still
full
in Air
circle.
Force Ones and flight
I was
jacket,
full,
though.
yeah, I was
Okay.
full hip hop. You know, like we don't associate with that.
Yeah. I understand.
We associated with the Korn guys and the Marilyn
Oh, yeah,
Manson
yeah,
guys, but that other section we're like, no. So now we're full circle though. Now all my
Well,
buddies are into
you're
Dave.
refined now.
My lifelong friends. I'm going with the open heart.
So nice
And-
palette.
Dude,
Yes.
this might sound kind of obvious too, but like 90% of the experience is everybody being there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right
Yep.
now that
100%.
I'll
That's what I
enjoy
hear
that
over
over
and
the
over.
pit any day.
We can make fun of Tyler Rain and
Oof, God.
So
Damn it.
the numbers are rigged in the pit. That's what we're saying.
Yes. No,
Do
absolutely.
you think they know these people or something?
No. The numbers they literally give out at random. But the thing is like, let's say the person that gets
It's the
number
same people
3.
that
There's
go all the
15
time.
people.
so
if one
you-
gets the
yeah,
number,
like if I
Yeah.
got number 3, hey, I'm gonna spread out and I'm gonna save 6 spots for my boys to come up whenever they get up.
why don't they just cap it? You can have 4 people come
Well,
into your
you're not
thing.
supposed to do it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, all right.
because they all know each other and tour around the country together.
Yeah.
See, that's how you know it's nice people. If you tried that at like a real grungy concert,
You get knocked in the mouth,
You get
dude.
beat the fuck
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
you would get beat up, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And but it is like a known like unwritten rule, and actually it is written to not bring up a bunch of people.
Right.
But even so, even when the concert starts, like it's just a known thing where like when you have your spot in the pit and the music started, that's it.
Yep.
That's where
Yeah.
you are.
And if you leave,
Nobody is supposed to
that's
come
it.
up in front of you.
Pushing up
Yeah,
on me,
yeah.
dude. Because here's the thing, I'm at a Dave show and I am trying to love everybody and be a good human and everything like that. But I'm a big old boy.
And it's different
don't
than
want-
it's different
Get
than other
pushy in the
shows.
pit
Yeah.
there because you said it gets a little crazy.
It's just I mean,
No, it's hot as hell.
It's hot.
It's just hot, yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
is packed in like sardines.
lawn
Yeah.
seems like the way to go.
It is.
is.
It's
Yeah.
the party.
totally. And
The-
and Bill, spend the $20 and get yourself a lawn chair.
Oh, I can't bring one.
Oh, here's
can't,
you want to know what's
unfortunately.
messed up?
Or
But-
spend
but-
$60 and buy 3 of them.
exactly. Last night I tried to do a nice thing for everybody, and I'm like, you know what? There's a big group coming. I'll throw down $60. I'll just get 3 chairs. I didn't sit in my seat the whole night because
Why is that?
You didn't want to, or
perpetually ganked from me.
oh,
Yeah.
Gang.
From the people you were
everybody takes their niceness to another level at
from the
Dave.
people. Oh, sorry. From the people you were with.
Yeah, well, there was a large group.
Can we name names or no? Is
I
that
don't want to name
inappropriate?
them.
Okay.
Let's
All
just
We're not
say,
close
let's just
enough,
say
but-
that there were the men stayed standing and all the girls got to have seats. So
Can
Corey's
I?
wife.
Can I? Is it
Jake
appropriate
McElroy.
to ask, or is it appropriate for you to answer? Is it the same people that are coming with us tonight?
Maybe
That might,
I don't know.
that might give it away.
Then maybe
I could probably guess.
I'll air them
But
out.
Oh, we'll
here's the
definitely
thing.
go
Here's the
with
thing.
that.
Bill said this is my last
wanna-
Dave Matthews concert. I'll air him.
I don't want to pat my own back, and I certainly don't want to complain. So you're welcome for the seats.
There you go, Greg. You're a gentleman.
Yeah.
I'll pat
Stand
you. I'll
up,
pat you on
gentleman.
the back.
Yep.
Little podcast
Dun-dun.
humor there.
Shh.
All right, so real quick before we go into other stuff, anything else we want to close on Dave? Any other comments?
I have a nice transition.
Ooh.
I say we let's say goodbye to Facebook.
So
Yeah, we love you. Watch the rest of the
oh,
episode.
thank you.
Live from the studio, but
Suck
watch
it,
everything.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Sucker.
Bye.
Cuckerberg.
We kind of do know what transitions are, at least somewhat. My stepdad sent me this article the other day, and I guess that somebody in the U.S. government has decided to listen to the Trudge Report, right? Had to have, listened to Corey's diatribe from a couple weeks ago, right? So
What are we talking about?
You're about to find out.
You're about to find out. It's called I'm doing
I in
an intro
trouble?
here.
You're gonna learn today.
Not at all.
So the U.S. government filed a sweeping antitrust lawsuit this past Thursday against Live Nation Entertainment, the parent company of Ticketmaster, seeking to break up the conglomerate over allegations that it has amassed and abused unrivaled power in the ticketing and concert industry.
Trudge Report out here airing them out.
Got 'em, baby.
Doing the people's work.
The landmark case, joined by 30 state and district attorney generals, could dramatically reshape an ecosystem that has long sparked outrage from artists and fans alike, whose frustrations erupted in 2022 when high fees and site outages disrupted early sales for Taylor Swift's Eras tour. So
So am I going to get a refund on any of the
Probably.
extra money I spent?
Like
Well,
$6.
what the government's they're contending that Live Nation's vast power and reach have afforded it unfair advantages over its competitors, allowing the company to evolve into a legal and harmful monopolist, right? With the power to box out rivals, reduce consumer choices, and raise ticket prices. And I will say this, for somebody that just recently, myself, I went to relist tickets that I had purchased on Ticketmaster that I wasn't going to use. I went to relist them to sell them. Now, when I bought said tickets, they were $150 or $170 ticket price was the pricing, right? And then they whacked me for about $80 worth of service fees.
Wow.
So we're talking $250 a ticket that I paid out of pocket, right? Now to sell that same ticket, let's say I want to just clean up and get my money back, right? So I put $250 as the price of that ticket somebody's going to pay me, right? Ticketmaster then charges me another service fee to list it, right?
Wow.
On top of the fact that I have to fill out a 1099-K form and then declare it on my taxes.
Under $600 too?
Yeah.
And then
dude.
That's
the
ridiculous.
guy has to pay the fee probably to buy the damn ticket.
Exactly, dude. It
These
is
motherfuckers.
messed up, dude. They are
messed up.
Fuck these
squeezing
people.
every dollar out of the American public. You know what? So fuck them. And if it means that we got to go see concerts at non-Live Nation venues,
There's
or
not
that-
many.
or-
We did this research. I
we
did the
we
research.
did.
There's
Or-
not many.
Or maybe the other companies have to buy those venues back from Live Nation because fuck them.
Well, the government, if they win that, they'll split the entities, so
Yeah.
they'll have to. But they'll still have a stark advantage on people.
Of course, but it's just I do like finally they see because this has been a problem we've been with us we go to a lot of shows every year
It's crazy.
and it's nuts, dude. It's absolutely nuts how much
I do my best to buy my Dave tickets from people that already bought them and make them take on the damn fees.
right.
Honestly.
Well, or you don't. I mean, yeah, you take for example,
Why not put it on Facebook Marketplace
Exactly,
though? Or
exactly.
OfferUp? You know, that's what
that's
Or eBay.
right.
whatever.
I don't know.
eBay's
I don't know if
whatever.
Well, that's technically like what we do with the warehouse with the Dave membership thing is like, okay, so if I bought tickets and I can't use them, you list them on the warehouse message boards.
Right.
And then, but their rule on the warehouse message boards, which is what I wish the rest of the country was like, is like, if we catch you trying to sell your tickets that you aren't using for a profit, we're revoking your membership, we're kicking you out.
Yeah.
So it's like you can sell for the price of the ticket itself plus whatever fees you were charged.
Like whatever
That's
you
it.
paid.
Yeah, whatever you paid,
Right.
that's what you can charge.
can't make money
cannot
off
You can
make money
even
off.
you can even sell on the boards a ticket that you got from Ticketmaster that was above face value. You just got to show them that that's what you paid. They just want to make
Exactly.
sure that you're not trying to be an asshole.
Right.
So do they actively monitor it, or is it just words?
No, they have admins
Well,
that actively
yeah.
monitor it.
Yeah, and normally the buyer will be like, "Hey, what the hell?" And
Yeah.
then
They'll
or
get
the
it.
That
person
seems like
looking,
something
and
you
then
could
they'll
take
get
advantage
reported.
of pretty
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
You know.
Next thing you know, like Amazon is going to be selling concert tickets probably.
Oh, I
it's
wouldn't
going to
doubt
be
it.
it's going to be
That would be good, probably. Honestly,
Yeah.
at this
I know
point.
this is a weird segue, but on that whole just the conglomerations of all these, Netflix is going to have 2 NFL games this Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
wild. Because last year
I'm
was
good
the
with
first year they started streaming on Amazon.
Right.
And now
No,
they're-
2 years ago.
years
on
Yeah,
ago.
2 years
And now,
ago.
Now Netflix is going to have to.
Monday Night Raw is going to Netflix,
Yeah.
weekly. Like that's
So
Yeah.
huge in the wrestling world.
well, pretty soon you're going to need 7 subscriptions just to watch NFL.
Soon they're gonna Comcast is gonna go like or whatever cable companies are gonna ultimately be obsolete, and then they're
Right.
gonna have packages you can buy that has
Right.
all the stream. You know what I mean? Like you can buy all the streaming services for this price a month or a year or whatever,
Well,
or
do
this
you-
one or that one.
Do
Which
you
is
remember when they first came out with the NFL Sunday Ticket or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Or,
Well, there's
like,
different
you had
versions
everything.
of it.
You
You had
literally
everything.
but,
had everything.
but not anymore.
Everything?
Now like you can get like specific like packages
right,
with it.
right.
Yeah, but you can't get full.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, no, you
You can't get like
every
everything.
single game can't you? If you pay
Direct
I think-
TV, you can get it. It's
So-
expensive.
but it's expensive.
My
right?
little-
it's
my
like
little-
$170 a month or something.
the MLB package is 130 for the year.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic.
Right.
Well, NBA ticket is the same. It's
Yeah.
like, because that's like the thing on like Hulu Live Sports or like
Yeah.
Fubo TV. Oh, watch free live out of market. Well, yeah, but you still only get very specific out of market games. So if there's, as a Warriors fan, if I want to watch the Warriors,
Right.
but there's a Celtics game on, they're going to give me the East Coast game.
Well,
Which is
and the
stupid,
NBA
but
playoffs
I
have
hate
been
the
on
Celtics. Screw Boston.
HBO Max.
What?
Yeah, the NBA playoffs have been
So
on.
they-
That's why I
HBO
couldn't
Max.
find the games.
No,
I'm
but
like,
but it's through Bleacher Report.
Right.
Ah,
right.
You get
Yeah.
Bleacher Report.
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause-
they
yeah,
involved in
Max
this.
owns them now.
But they all have it. So CBS, like Paramount Plus, has all the CBS coverage. HBO Max has the Bleacher Report.
Bleacher
which has their
Report's
own-
come a long way.
Yeah,
They, HBO Max also owns Discovery,
right.
Oh wow.
so it's and all of
Each
the,
one of them. Disney
the
Plus
stuff
has all ESPN. Like that's they all
I gotta-
have. That's what I'm saying. It's all going to be one.
I got a funny transit. Since you mentioned Disney, do you guys know who JoJo Siwa is?
I
by
do.
chance,
I've heard that.
Yeah.
name.
I do.
have you seen this woman in
I have.
in the wild lately?
No.
She so first
I've
of all,
only seen her Disney videos where she's dancing and,
Okay.
and that are tame and like
kid friendly,
supposed to be.
oriented towards children.
Even though she's
Dude, my
Yeah.
daughter loves her.
She's a,
okay, and I'm officially old because
we
I'm
can say anything we want, right? Isn't she transgender or
Something
or
like that.
asexual or something?
she's at least at minimum a hunky lesbian.
Okay.
At minimum, okay.
Hunky meaning attractive.
No, like white, trashy,
Got it, okay.
hunky. I don't know if that's the right word.
I think we
It's
understand.
not.
That. We understand that.
White, trashy, lesbian. So anyway, she's on. My problem with this is how I know I'm getting old. Is it bothers me because my kids are fans.
Cook, Bill, cook.
My kids are fans of this. This girl is 21, goes to Disney, and she goes, I'm going to drink around the world. And she's drinking all these shots, acting like a complete fool. Just a disgusting creature. I'm sorry, man. Like,
Look what
just
happens
a
when Corey
disgusting
gets a little fame and notoriety. He goes off the deep end too.
What? How?
I'm just kidding.
He gets sick in the front row at the Dave concert. It's appalling. I don't know if you guys saw that though.
I didn't see that, but I've heard stuff. Yeah.
But I do.
She's like, hey, yeah, guys, I got a girlfriend on my podcast. And she's just like, she has the weirdest
I will
dude
say,
voice.
if you want a
good
funny
dancer.
rabbit hole to go down, sometimes I want like conspiracy theory rabbit holes.
All
But
the time.
sometimes I'm just looking for a guy walking through Central Park making fake fart noises. You know what I'm saying? That's entertaining. To me.
Absolutely.
you know,
When
but-
it comes to guys, no matter how old we get, like
fart
farting
will
is still
never
funny.
not be
It's
funny.
just funny.
Those
it'll
guys
never
that do
not
the
be
fart
funny.
pranks are hilarious.
like my
great.
7-year-old thinks it's hilarious. And like
My
so-
wife
so
just
do I.
looks at me like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah,
I'm over
same
there
with my wife.
cracking
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
But sometimes, dude, like if you look up, because YouTube's got everything, obviously, but compilations of people doing the around the world at Epcot. At
Drinking?
Disney, just drinking,
Oh.
and people get so out of hand at
Dude,
Disney.
That's crazy.
dude.
This
So out of hand.
So this guy, did you see this guy caught the Disney producer meeting a minor? Did you guys see this Vitali, the
Checks out.
prankster?
No fucking
Vitali?
surprise
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
He caught it. So this guy Vitali, who started a lot of these prank things, the gold digger prank and all
Yeah.
that stuff, he caught 15 predators in 2 days,
Wow.
underage. He meets the Disney producer. 2 days later, he apologized, and the video gets taken off the thing. I mean, that's how much these Disney,
Yeah, yeah.
look into it. It's nuts though,
Yeah.
because this guy Vitali, he was streaking at the World Cup. Like this guy's a prankster. Like he does
That's what he
crazy
yeah.
things.
He's been doing it for years.
And then he does this video, and then he turns around and apologizes. It's like, dude, what's going on
They
here? with
got
this?
to him.
They got to him.
They got to him.
They got to him.
Yep.
They had this guy.
Hey, Vitali, we'll have you on our podcast.
I'd love
anytime
to.
you want.
He's a Florida resident.
Him and Ben
Before you
Shapiro.
get Epsteined.
and DeSantis.
Him and Shapiro.
Before you get Epstein.
Yeah. So
Or Hernandez, Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
just wild though. So
Very cool. So, guys, in honor of all of us being here, I thought we would do something cool and just kind of, I don't know, we can kind of go in any direction we want with this, but either talk about like funny stories about how we kind of met each other or from our early days of recovery, or if you just have like a funny story from your own drinking days that you really want to share or just something that you think would be appropriate. So, I don't know. I'll go first. Well, actually, do you want to go?
no, I just wanted to tell you, you're really getting this transition thing down.
That was a good one, wasn't
smooth.
it?
Well, we've acknowledged it now.
I've been thinking of that for like.
You did
Since, like, last
fantastic
week,
there.
okay.
Anyway, you go ahead. Take
want
the
me to
lead.
go ahead?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I would say I'll go. You know what? I'll save that one. The one I have.
I got nothing. I'm bouncing right off of you guys.
I'm letting it rip.
Yeah.
So I met Greg. I'll say that one real quick. It's
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
super hilarious,
Yeah.
but it's just kind of funny. So I met Greg. I was sober probably. How long you been sober now?
8 years.
8 years. So I was like 5 years sober. Because I just celebrated 13. I was like 5 years sober. I went to this morning meeting every day religiously. Like I can probably tell you in the first 5 or 6 years of my sobriety, I missed this morning meeting like less than 10 times. I go every day, and it is the middle of May. It is hot as hell in South Florida as we're in the middle of May right now, or end
Cooking,
of May
boy.
right now, and it's 90 plus. Like it's cooking, and I see this guy, and so the recovery room in one of the main places we go to, it's this big wide open room with like fluorescent lights, like ugly gray floors, white pale walls, like very fluorescent, very like hospital like, institutional like, and which isn't really saying much for our interior decorators, but that's
No.
sidebar.
It wasn't the old place. It was
No, it was the new place.
Okay,
Yeah, it was the new, and that's when it was like still pretty new.
Very-
What year did you get sober? 8 years.
2016.
So it was
Very
15,
hospital
right? It was
looking.
like less than a year, and like
no
here's this
slogans even
guy.
on the wall yet.
They got well. That might be another topic. Here's this guy. So they have these like poles in the middle of the room, I guess for structural support, and the poles literally maybe,
6 inches.
6 inches in
Thought it was for
diameter.
dancing.
It's a little girthy, but not really.
Yeah.
And here's like Greg huddled up in a hoodie, just like crouched behind this pole, like literally. And I'm like looking. I think I was chairing it that day. I'm like looking, and he's like literally looks like he's trying to like hide behind this skinny ass pole. And he was much larger than he is today, and not in shape. And like, I don't know. It was just one of those things. And I met him, and he was like, kind of comes out of his little turtle shell, and introduces. And then honestly, the rest is kind of history with.
Yeah, well,
Greg, so.
thanks for discovering him.
Well, let me tell you the
I think Miller
the prequel to that, which
Yeah.
was
Yes.
I had met Greg and Greg and George pretty much at the
Yeah.
same time.
We can say Bill ran our community.
A transitional.
I
living
ran that shit.
community.
Yeah. 5'5".
Yeah.
Certified. No.
Transitional living community.
No, but yeah, so it was my job to kind of keep
He's
people
on
in
people's
line.
hit list.
As hard as that was.
Right.
And I met Greg, and I was like, this guy's awesome. You know what I mean? And then over like maybe a week or so, I just saw the pullback, like the almost like I don't really fit in. I don't know where I'm at in that loss. And
Second guessing the whole like, should I even
Yeah.
be sober?
right. And so when I see that, and I have discernment with it, I believe, and 90% of the time you go talk to the guy, it doesn't work out well.
Right.
He's gone already. He's already checked out. So I go talk to Greg. I said, Greg, you got a lot of potential, blah, 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 but you need to meet somebody to help you. You know what I mean? Turns out he goes and meets this guy. And when he tells me he meets this guy, I'm like, why the hell did you pick this guy? This is my guy. You can't be meeting my guy. And but at the end of the day, man, I was really happy because of that, I saw him turn it around. I saw him become a man, you know what I mean, which is awesome. I saw him.
I didn't see it.
No, he did, man. He became a leader. He stopped hiding behind the fucking pole and he stood in front of it and he showed other dudes.
You fucking knocked that pole down.
Yeah, he
Are
took
you
that
kidding
son
me?
of a.
Right in the chokehold.
No, but he did, man. And then so it's all been a conglomerate of us since then. I think it kind of solidified. I met Corey like
Yeah.
more or less on the mountain for me, and I'm like, who is this angry dude? Like, we already have a Constantine. We don't need. we don't need
fucking
another
do that.
angry guy.
Well, Constantine, was he around then?
I don't know. It's good for my
yeah.
story, Sean. Come on.
Yeah.
He might not have been. I don't know. Constantine
I
will
was-
fight over
I
this.
was in treatment with
I think
Constantine.
he
The first
was.
time I ever interacted with Constantine, it was it was before we even got out into the
Yeah.
wild. We were still in treatment, and he was a little bit like about a month ahead of me.
Yeah.
So he was in IOP, where for those of people out there that don't know what the treatment industry is, like IOP is you it's much more lax, right? So he can go out and do things and whatever. And I remember just walking into this house, and he has gone and caught some fish, and he is just covered in blood and fish guts,
that's funny.
and is so excited to serve us this. I don't want it. I don't know what reservoir you picked that out of, bro, but I don't want anything to do with it. Or this
From
large,
Brooklyn.
crazy-
You know he never fished
yeah.
before. He
Oh,
cut that
Russian
shit
from
all.
Brooklyn,
Brighton
Yeah.
Beach.
in a fucking
Do you
Adidas
want some
tracksuit.
fish? Greg.
Fucking gold chain, Adidas tracksuit. Yeah, because he's got, I think, 8 years, and you got what, 9?
October will be 9.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I think they were around this because he was April. So, Greg or Corey, tell us how you met Greg.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
really?
That's,
We've
yeah.
gone through this.
You guys
So-
really don't know? Was it just
Well-
that Monday night?
I vividly remember Corey from very early.
How
in
could
my
you not?
Yeah, he was a punk,
right?
dude.
So I remember
Who's this punk?
New life.
another very, very good
Hat on
friend of
backwards.
ours and a fan of the show, Danny P.
Shout out to Danny P and the
I
Yukon
remember-
Donnie
Huskies.
P, happy birthday this week, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Wish you were here, bro.
I
can have
remember
Corey's spot.
seeing these two come into
Okay.
meetings, into recovery meetings and whatnot,
Setting.
and like, yeah. I just thought they were losers. I was very early on. I was not very.
Dan did used to
Dan
absolutely
wear like
fit the
socks with like
socks.
ribbons
he
and
was
shit on
very
them.
strange.
Dan would be in like a cut off.
I thought he was
tank
too.
top.
Yeah, I thought he was.
Fucking Fubu, Connecticut.
fluorescent pink and like some knee high socks. I'm like, this guy is a loser. And then Corey come in. Corey's wearing maybe it'd be May in Florida, and Corey's in a long sleeved thermal with a
Yeah.
gold chain necklace on.
I know that.
and a backwards hat.
I know how that one works, Corey. I
What
respect
gold
that.
chain?
Maybe not a gold.
Silver.
Maybe it was silver.
Yeah, I don't wear gold.
It was
Yeah.
a puka shell necklace.
So I always
I know you're gay.
tell Greg this, that like he literally just appeared in my life one day. I really don't know. I can tell you
Sounds
when
pretty gay.
I remember. I don't care.
Right. So
I can tell you that the mountain, like you were
Yeah.
saying, Bill, the mountain. I think maybe you, Sean, like arranged for me to like ride with Greg and who was it? I think it was
There were a few
John.
years there.
and-
Was that the year that
When-
you raged
divvying
out to
people up.
Toto by Africa?
No,
Or,
that was the
by
year
Toto?
after. The
That
year
after.
before.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But like,
Love that
it was
song.
you and Kyle and
Dave should
John.
cover that song.
That's actually a great cold open video for the old Trudge Report. Corey,
I'll fire it in.
I have it. Corey is just losing his mind in the back of a Nissan Armada. to
Perfect, yeah.
Africa by Toto.
and Dan's Nissan.
Yeah.
no,
it was
no,
the
it was
one
a
I
rental.
rented. For the,
Oh,
for the
Greg
mountain
rented the
trip.
big old
the big
Nissan.
tank, baby.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do know that car ride and that whole weekend is what like got me close with Greg and Kyle actually at the
Yeah.
time. But
Yeah.
before that though, I don't remember when I
remember
like
when you met him?
traditionally
Can I say that you nailed something though about the ride up to that retreat?
That was
Anyone you
that's the
rode
best
with
time.
became a brotherhood.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Like it just like
Yeah.
almost anyone.
And like some
Yeah,
of the,
Sean
you know,
probably
if I have
I have
remembers.
to listen to Eminem one more time.
That was great though. I got
It is
a
a
lot of
memory.
love
It
for
is
the
a
guy.
memory.
it's
for that.
funny
I
because
just
like
talked to him the other day.
I
hope he's doing good.
I probably knew Sean for and you
I got
too
a cramp.
for like maybe like 4
Really?
weeks.
Sean starts stretching.
I got a
Lay on the
cramp.
ground.
We got a Charlie horse on.
Get this boy some water.
I probably knew you guys for about I don't know 3 months at that point.
Do the
maybe,
Heimlich
you
on
know, and like I remember like oh, Sean's a cool dude, but like pretty reserved and whatnot. And it was the first time like I'd ever been anywhere more than like 10 minutes in his vehicle with him. And dude, this guy was a bat out of hell on the road. And what was even more surprising, so like, because I'm like, okay, all right,
trying to beat Ross.
Motherfucker knows how to drive, right?
Yeah.
What was even more surprising is the old guys.
Yeah.
The old guys,
Robert,
Ron, and
yeah.
those guys would get up on it, dude.
Yeah.
100 miles an hour, no problem.
Yep.
I was once riding with Sean. I don't know if you remember this, but like we came up to a stop sign that like really there shouldn't be a stop sign there because it's not necessary at all. And he kind of like,
Is it over by our recovery place?
I don't remember
Because there's
honestly.
one over there on that little offshoot road that I never stopped.
Well, that's what he was like. He was like,
I got pulled over.
he goes, I always roll through this. It's like the one area I haven't given to God yet.
What about golf though? What about golf?
Listen.
Golf too.
You want to know something funny about golf is I would take mulligans and not count strokes and knock it out of foot wedge, but like God, probably
You've been working on it?
well like 5 years ago maybe.
Okay.
I'm playing with my dad, just me and my dad, in Hobe Sound late one afternoon on a weekend, and I had like a 2-foot putt for par that I missed. But I was like, oh, I'm just going to take that because it was like really close. Like normally I would 9 out of 10 times say I would make it. And my dad, like, he embarrassed the shit out of me. And it was just the two of us.
Right.
He was like, what are you talking about? You can't. Like, he's really, and like,
He's
I'm not-
right, though.
No, he's dead
Yeah.
right. And honestly, ever since then, I have been, I'm not going to say I've been perfect, but I have been like really good and have integrity on the golf course.
But it
and,
make
like,
you
count
better.
It made me,
Yeah.
And that was his point, and he was absolutely right. Shout out to my pops who
Yeah.
I can
has
see
never
him doing
listened to an
that, dude.
episode and probably never will.
I
Just,
can see him doing that.
Yeah, but he's the man.
But no, but I do like to. I still roll through that stop sign though.
Yeah, me too.
I had a guy that I was mentoring, quote unquote, a couple years ago, and like got upset at me for rolling through that stop sign because he was on probation still, and
Oh.
like if we got pulled
Like
over
he
or
broke the
something.
law or something?
Well, like if we got pulled over for it, he was in the car.
Probably had a
I don't know.
warrant.
He probably
Big
anyways,
difference.
shout out to him. Hopefully he's doing all right. He's not sober anymore.
Well, there you have it.
If you full stop at that stop sign, you go
The
straight to
fucking
heaven.
stop sign got
You
him
go
drunk.
straight to heaven because no one does it.
It is a
And
pointless stop sign.
You've
really,
hit,
really
you've hit
and
the
truly.
pinnacle of
Yeah.
spirituality.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I've been driving for 25 years now, so I think I can make my own informed decisions at this point. You know, I don't need the rules of the road.
Sean, before we, I don't know where we're at or what we're doing, but
we're in.
Before we do
we're in
anything
a
else.
podcast. We're in Janine's podcast studio.
This is a
We're
safe
going-
space.
we're
We're
for me.
talking?
going to Dave. Talk to us, Corey. What can I
All right.
say?
I want to know if you remember meeting me.
I remember meeting you at New Life.
Was that
That's
it?
my.
New
That's
Life,
my.
huh?
I mean, if you
Oh,
told
we-
me, if you told me a story about another time I met you, I might remember.
think-
but my first
You
recollection
weren't there
was
though. You were doing.
no. He
something
was speaking.
Yeah.
He was speaking, and I forget. Was it Dan? I forget who
Yeah,
had
Dan,
the commitment.
yeah.
And it was like, oh, I'll bring my buddy Corey to speak because I think I had asked him or whatever the case was, and he brought you. And yeah, that was my.
I might
And
have
you-
been there.
you-
or no.
you were there.
You
Yeah,
might
you
have
were
been.
there.
Yeah, I
Actually.
was
were there.
there. Yeah, that's the first time I met you. I think too.
Yeah,
Normally.
you guys witnessed me save people, is what you did.
Oh, is that what that
I didn't
was?
think that.
Okay.
No,
No, it was probably pretty
Is that
bad.
why that girl was puking in the back?
Was she?
No, I'm just.
no,
kidding.
screw that. When I saw, it, I was like,
I think you had the same hat on though, just backwards.
No.
you showed up
Close,
all the
though.
time. As much as you try to act cool about it, you showed up. You did. The work.
Corey, you and I have talked about this, so I don't feel bad talking about it.
No.
And I know you had a very similar feeling about me of not really liking me in the first place, but I remember thinking like,
Never
this dude's
changed.
he's a fucking punk, dude. This kid.
I never thought
That's
that
funny
about you.
because I didn't
Corey.
feel like I was a punk. Of course, I wouldn't though.
Yeah.
I just thought you were quiet.
Yeah.
But then I got to know you. Was it through the meeting at the water? Was that kind of? I mean, that's how we got to know each other
Yeah.
for real. But I wouldn't have started meeting with you. Well, maybe I would have.
Well,
if I still thought you were.
Catherine
a punk,
and
but-
Gabby linked up, and then
That's
so
right.
like I kind of
That's
like
right.
knew more about you through that
Yeah.
avenue.
Got it, okay.
And then one day I felt like my spiritual condition sucked, and I was like, oh, that's Sean.
I remember that.
And
Begrudgingly.
literally, like it was kind of weird. Well, we all know
And
what
then,
that
I mean,
feels like.
basically, we had to have like a meeting of the 5 families. Do we let this guy?
That's what
into
it
our-
felt like.
Because
Dude,
he
I
was
was gonna
barely,
say that.
Barely got in.
Does he meet the requirements we need?
I was going to say that literally. But then
was your
I decided
glowing-
not to say that.
Your
but now
glowing
you just said
person.
it.
It was your
When-
glowing personality. that
Listen,
really-
so once I got to like kind of know everybody like a little bit, I remember Sean went away one day, and I think this is the way I remember it. I think you may have either given me their phone numbers or we were all in a group text, or I can't remember. But like, I remember
I went away. I was like, "Hey, Corey, call these guys if you need anything."
Yeah, which is like, I'm kind of offended in the moment right now, like that you thought I needed that much fucking help.
You probably did, dude.
I love how
But
you
You probably called fucking five of the people
It
on the
was
list.
probably right around this time he was throwing gallons of tea up against the wall.
I think that was a little bit.
He might have needed
I'm
that
fucking
damn thing.
fine. Whips the tea
You
off
know
the
what's funny? You say like offended, but like
No, I
that,
know.
to me, that's like you're in, dude. I'm not giving you my boys' numbers.
Well,
to
that's
call and
true.
bother if like
No,
you're not in.
That's true, but I think that's kind of what happened, and I do remember, and I just can't place what memory came before what, but I do remember calling Greg actually before I knew him well, because there was like a situation with like somebody else, and I was thinking like, what am I gonna do here? Am I gonna go to their apartment and see if they want help or whatever? And whatever the situation was, it was kind of not the time to go do that. And I remember Greg being like, listen, bro, we're not crusaders, you know? And that's when you were out of town. And I think that's how like Greg and I got talking, if I remember correctly. Yeah. But it felt like
was
you guys were
definitely
all
my
a thing.
higher power, because if you ask me, Greg the person, I'm like, I'm a fucking
Stomp 'em.
crusader. I'll go and stomp a mud hole in anybody.
So,
Let's go.
Real quick then, how'd you guys meet, Bill and
I don't know.
Bill and Corey?
We just
Or is it just through the family?
osmosis, like
Yeah.
just through the circle.
Osmosis?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think the mountain
The mountain.
probably
Oh, that's
that new life may have been when I first met you
Right.
actually.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, Papa Ron, need a ride?
Fuck you.
That's an inside joke. We'll tell.
But
that
yeah, we met at New Life. I didn't think you were a punk really, but because I was a punk at the time.
you're talking about Corey.
Yeah, but then we went on the mountain, and when you go on the mountain, you just
Yeah,
kind
that's
of like
different,
even the people I hated on the mountain, I realized like they just want help,
We're all just
and
trying to get.
I kind of love them, and I felt accepted in the brotherhood for a moment. And you were in that circle there, and I was like, "This guy, I love him, no matter what."
I'll blow you up for a second here too.
yeah.
Wait,
Dude, what?
That's in the
Pause.
intermission.
Blow you
Pause. We're going to the casting couch in another room.
Ben Shapiro's casting
that
couch.
first year at the mountain, my first year, you spoke.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
that
that's
was
good. And
That
Bill,
was a good
Bill
talk.
gets real vulnerable.
And I
That was
killed
a real
it,
good
too,
talk.
yeah.
No, yeah, you did. It was very
God,
good.
I'm humble.
Monty and Joe Lenderman, they were impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was great.
I got raw up there.
I love the mountain. That's,
Yeah,
that was
but I
fun.
did too.
I miss
It was
it.
fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
If you're out there and you're interested, we are trying to organize something. I guess this is
Serenity
a
on the
place
mountain.
you could.
Serenity on the mountain retreat, baby. Let's bring it back.
Yeah.
God, I'd love to.
But no, one thing I think too, like kind of along the lines of while we're having this conversation, and I'll speak for myself, but I know, you guys have been like this too. But if you're out there listening to us and you're like trying to find your place, or you're newly in recovery and you don't know what it's all about, and you're not even sure what you're gonna do or anything like that, like the camaraderie and everything that we have is from years and years of just doing this all together, man. And so like, me myself, like, especially early on, but even I'm guilty of it still today. Like I will judge the living hell out of somebody in my own head, and then feel like an asshole later on. I'm like,
What and going off what you just said, and it's a big thing, and I guess this is kind of where we can link this into like a message of recovery here is
I've
like,
got a good quote that I'll end with about.
all right,
all
good
this.
for you, Sean.
And I wanted to say something
talking
to
about
it.
linking
Corey,
it.
don't be ending this yet.
No,
Oh
I'm
my
not saying
God.
ending. I'm saying when we do to link it in. Because
Why are we always defining the transition? Like mid transition.
Anyway, to your point, Greg, a lot of us are still sober. You know what I mean? Like that group of people that would go to the mountain together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I would even say the majority. There was a time that I was trying to prove a point to somebody, and that's null and void. But like, I literally went through a picture of us all in front of Pretty Place.
Yep.
And I circled everybody that was sober.
And it was a lot.
It was a lot.
Oh yeah.
And that's because that's what happens. That's getting in, what they say, like getting inside of the boat and not hanging out on the outside.
Goosebumps.
Some people are not, but 9 times out of 10, man, and it's unfortunate, but they always drift off first.
Yeah.
That comes
Even those
before
ones, a
they-
lot of them are still around.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
You know what
and
I
some
mean?
of them came back.
Yeah.
like
Right.
Austin. I was just talking to Austin the other day. Like, remember he came with Mike Rodriguez.
was hurting.
Mike Rodriguez was his sponsor. He was like a few months sober, doing really good, and then literally after the mountain,
I remember.
Mike disappeared, like fell off the face of the earth,
Mikey
probably
boy.
off the side of the mountain. And then Austin slowly followed suit, and then he came back, and now he's got 5.5 years.
Yep.
Right.
Doing good things.
But you know, I
Amen.
mean, it's
Shout out to him.
It's like that cliche thing that'll be, on a wall in someone's kitchen somewhere, or like one of those little niche things that your girlfriend puts out, like a live, laugh, love. Except it's the whole adage of like find your tribe,
Yeah.
find your tribe of people, love them hard, love them through the tough times,
Right.
And
Let me just say
ahead,
too. So I met Sean when I came down in 15, and I was hurting, man. I was
we
down
gotta know
bad.
this story.
And I would go to that same morning meeting. That was really what kind of began the revolution of my life, because choosing to go to something like that when I was usually going to bed at 7 in the morning was a big deal. And then I met these older gentlemen, Donald, shout out to them, and they kind of sat in the corner and they cut a lot of jokes. It reminded me of school a little bit, and Bobby and stuff. R.I.P. Bobby.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, they accepted me, man. Like they were like, "How you doing? You want a cup of coffee?" I'm like, "These guys are trying to rob me," and I'm like, "Wait a minute,
I don't have
I'm
anything."
homeless. I don't have shit to take." So then, anyway, I'm in this meeting, and this guy, he's sharing. He's like a freaking teacher up there. This, that, da da da. Dude's like 22. I'm like, first I hate him. I'm like, this guy is an asshole. Like, gonna come in here and learn all this stuff and make us look bad, But over time, like I had picked this other guy to kind of like give me some mentorship. And he never answered the phone. He picked up the phone and said, "I'm going on a date tonight. Sorry," he blowing me off. So I ended up going, you know what? I'm gonna pick the serious guy.
Yeah.
And I go up to him and I go, "Hey man, I'm gonna I was either gonna ask you or this other guy." And I kind of was giving him an out, Casey. And I go,
Oh, yeah.
and he goes, "No, I'll take you, man." And I think he knew, you know what I mean, that I needed the help. And it was like an acceptance.
I knew. All right.
He did. He knew. I was probably in like old Timberland boots and all this.
Dirty Pittsburgh hat.
Yeah. And out of my mind.
Introducing himself by the wrong name in a meeting.
Yep. And I used to write a journal, and I have all this stuff, and I was a very irritated person. So anyway, but I felt I felt accepted. You know what I mean? And then over time, a short amount of time, quickly earned my trust. And I didn't trust anybody at the time. It was the first guy that I trusted. It was the mustard seed of everything of trust in the brotherhood that I have today. And I thank you for that, man, because it was important. And when I went back to the place that we were talking about and told everybody, because you had to get a mentor. When I told everyone who my mentor was, "Why'd you pick that guy?" That guy's dead serious. He's really gonna put you through some shit, And I'm like, well,
we want you
maybe
to get recovered, but not that recovered.
No,
dude.
they didn't want me to get recovered. They wanted me to go back out with them and fucking spend the $20 I had, So I was like, it was the first time that I was like, well, good for you guys, but this is what I'm doing. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? Making those kind of decisions, man, like, within 90 days, I mean, I was pissing Sean off really bad in his car. And after that, I learned some stuff that, I don't need to argue about everything. I need to listen. I need to trust. So thank you, Sean. You're the man.
Listen, I love all of you guys. Thank you, Bill. He was arguing with me about why it should be okay that he's allowed to swear in our recovery groups. Like why he can just cuss at will. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. And he's arguing and arguing and arguing. And finally he just goes, "Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. It's not right." And I was so mad. I was like, "You mother!"
I think I said I just like to argue.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a troll.
Yeah, I just like to argue.
So, guys, I want to close with this quote, and then we'll wrap it. Finally, we begin to see. This is from one of our recovery pieces of literature. Finally, we begin to see that all people, including ourselves, are to some extent emotionally ill, as well as frequently wrong, Corey. And then we approach true tolerance,
Emotionally ill.
and see what real love for our fellows actually means. It will become more and more evident as we go forward that it is pointless to become angry or to get hurt by people who, like us, are just suffering from the pains of growing up.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
With that, we love all of you. Shout out to our listeners. Shout out to Danny P and the Yukon Huskies. Shout out to Dave Matthews and anyone who's going to be at I Think tonight. We will see you there.
Shout out to Janine in this wonderful hospitality,
Yes,
beautiful
absolutely.
studio here.
Yes. Thank you, Janine. Thank you to her husband,
Pizza
Stella, who's
out
here.
there. Shout out Pizza.
Shout out Pizza.
There is pizza.
And just shout out just being together and being sober, man. It's a
Feels
beautiful
good.
life.
We're looking at rain tonight, boys.
That's
Come
fine.
on,
That's
Corey.
fine, dude. That's fine.
God, you are a Debbie.
What the hell is wrong with you?
gonna rain.
No, it's not. Look at this sunshine. Where are you looking?
Remember,
Let's get off here.
Remember, you can leave us comments, questions, topic ideas. You can email us, trudgereportpod@yahoo.com. all of our social media handles at Trudge Report Pod. We love you, we thank you, and we will see you soon as you trudge the road of happiness and destiny with us. Amen.
Bye.
Vaya con
Bye,
Dios.
Felicia.